Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Is YouTube working yet? Can you see our logo and hear me singing to you? I'm singing about horses that are fake and very fast. They set records, they win races, and someone's gotta run last. Good news, everyone. Here's my horrible song. Excellent. Hello, everybody. Welcome to week 7 Friday and our second week trying this new broadcast system. I got a little bit nervous. I gave myself plenty of time leading up to it to make sure that it connected and everything worked this time, and it went right up to the last second and it was beautimous. So that's lovely. This is our first week doing the brand new chat room with the new broadcasting system, and apparently you get timed out of the chat for a reason that I haven't quite figured out yet. So apparently I may come and go because I don't know what it takes to stay in here, but I never want to leave. We have 3 races tonight, all from Maryland. Tonight is the Baltimore Crown, and of course the big story is Heart of the Storm and whether or not he can win the second leg. But before that, we have 2 races. The first one is for older males, and that is the Baltimore Special. And I just have to give a special shout out to tonight's MC who stepped up in a pinch. I sent her a text at like 4 in the morning, and I was like, OMG, I need an MC for tonight. Can you do it? And she sent me an equally exhausted text back that said yes. And so because of that, tonight we have Nina, and here she is.
It wasn't quite 4 a.m. I think it was like 1 a.m. my time, which is not as dramatic. So I would not be up at 4 a.m. Nobody try to text me at 4 a.m., please. But right, the first race of the day is the Baltimore Special. It is for 4-year-olds and up. It's a $400,000 grade 1, going 1 mile and 3/16 on the dirt. And we only have a field of 6 trying for this. And the first horse is Coriolis. He is a 4-year-old gelding owned by Brianna McKenzie and bred by Danny Derby, sired by Maelstrom and out of the I mare Watch Me Dance. Comes into this race with 5 wins from 11 starts, $138,000 in earnings. Last out won an allowance with an 83 figure going this distance, so that might benefit him. Before that, he was 3rd in the Arkansas Handicap, which is a grade 3, and 4th in the J.C. Gonzalez Memorial Handicap. This horse is one of the ones that'll be in the doesn't have much early speed, so should benefit from the 2 front runners on the outside. Next up, we have Antioch, a 4-year-old gray colt owned and bred by Elise Peverell. He is sired by Vortex and out of the open at the close mare, Stay Close to Me. Has 3 wins from 5 starts, $196,500 in earnings. This horse is very lightly raced. It looks like Elise waited until he changed week 9 of his 3-year-old season because he debuted week 10 of year 41, where he won easily with a 84, then went on to be 4th in the event of the year stakes, but after that wheeled off 291 speed figures in the During Stakes and the Founding Fathers Handicap. Last out, this horse was 4th in the Arcadia Million, which was a grade 1. This horse is another one that you'll see setting back of the pack, and could benefit from a good early pace. Next up, we have Nothing Face. You may remember this horse from the 3-year-old trail last year, going for the Derby. He is owned and bred by Doug Kidwell. 4-year-old chestnut colt, sired by Fillory and out of the Oak Park mare, 6 Ways to Sunday. He comes into the race with 2 wins from 10 starts with $273,250 in earnings. Was 2nd last out in the Out of Kindness Stakes, a grade 3, which was week 4. But before that was in Japan, running in the Japan Trophy Dirt race, which is a grade 1. He was 3rd behind Mint and Princeton. Last time this horse won was week 7 in the Brushfire Derby, which is a grade 3. This horse is probably going to be one that you'll either see on the lead or sitting right behind the front runners if he doesn't break fast enough. Next up, we have Susie Rydell's homebred, Excelsior. This 4-year-old Great Colt is sired by Sword, and out of the very well-known fighter jet mare, Clearly Best. Has 6 wins from 10 starts, $529,000 in earnings. Comes in off of a grade 1 win in the Hot Springs Handicap, where he sat behind the pace and went away to win by half length over Raleigh and Wandering. Before that, won an allowance race, which probably boosted his self-esteem because before that, he hadn't won a race since week 3 in year 41, which was the Battle Cry Stakes. Horse number 5 is a homebred for Art Vandelay. He is Because I'm Happy. He is a black 4-year-old colt sired by URIM and out of the high esteem mare Dizzy. Because I'm Happy comes into the race with 8 wins from 12 starts, $885,000 in earnings. This horse is probably one of the favorites. Comes in off of 2 back-to-back grade 1 wins. Last out won the grade 1 San Diego, or just Diego, sorry, with a 95 speed figure, and before that won the Sports Jersey Stakes, which is also a grade 1. This horse is one of the horses that likes to set the pace, so expect to see him on the front end. And last but not least, we have the other front end horse, and that is Laura Ferguson's steward bred, Battleground. Battleground is a 5-year-old chestnut colt sired by White Fang, and out of the literature mare, Blanket of Lilies. Comes into the race with 7 wins from 17 starts, $738,000 in earnings. Last out won the Moonshine Run, going this distance. Led gate to wire. This horse ran an 85, and before that was second in the Leonardo Stakes and the grade 2 Pigeons Park Classic, which is also run at this distance. He is looking to get his first grade 1 win today, it looks like. Last time he ran in a grade 1 was all the way year 40, week 11. So we'll see who gets the lead first, Because I'm Happy or Battleground, but it should be a telling pace scenario in this race. And that is the field for the Baltimore Special. And we can turn it over to the steward.
Oh, the steward found her window with Wirecast and switched to herself. Still getting used to this system. It's different. So, Baltimore Special currently has $40,000 in the betting pool. I'd love to get that over 50. We only have 2 minutes to post, but because of that, I'm going to do a contest because we have contests tonight. How do you guys feel about contests? I think that you like them because money and stuff. The first one's for 10,000 game points. Oh no, am I kicked out again? Testing. Why am I always kicked out of this stupid chat room? Sorry, having chat room issues tonight. Anyway, this one's for 10,000 game points. And, you know what? I just had someone asking me a question of why they couldn't send a private message to someone. You can only have 5 private messages, and we think that's like maybe for the whole session. So if someone already had 5 today, then you won't be able to talk to them. And it's all very confusing, and I don't really understand it yet, but I'm going to go with that for now. Anyway, this is for 10,000 game points. As you know, it's always guess once per question, win once per night. Here is the question. It's not tricky. Probably. The question is, how many steward breds have ever won the Baltimore Crown? just realized that I'm dancing and no one can see me, so it's not funny. Jack Toward, not shockingly, is the first person to win a prize tonight. Congrats, Jack. Hey, Jack, I'm coming back to Canada. I hope that you will meet me this time. You probably won't, but it would be amazing if you did. It is post time for the Baltimore Crown. Whatever. Baltimore Special. My Jiminy Cricket on my shoulder is telling me what to do. And exactly $0 was bet in the pool since I told you guys that I wouldn't mind you guys betting more. The Pick 6 is now also closed. So I hope you got your Pick 6 bets in. They're off in the Baltimore Special, a good start for all. Because I'm Happy is out fast, going to be pressed by Nothing Face. Battleground is in the hunt, Excelsior, Antioch, then Coriolis at the back of the pack. Because I'm Happy is taking them along, bounding under the wire under a good hold, pressed a bit by Nothing Face, but the pace is not absurd. Battleground chases third, and then there's a gap to the rest, Excelsior, Antioch, and Coriolis. The tempo quickens slightly now as they have just over 6 furlongs left to run. Because I'm Happy strolling along by 2 lengths, he's awfully cheery out here, bobbing along with Nothing Face second. Battleground has 8 lengths on Antioch, Excelsior's right there to his outside, then Coriolis. No change in order still, Because I'm Happy, Nothing Face, Battleground, Antioch, Excelsior, and then Coriolis, and they only have half a mile left to run now, and Because I'm Happy is dancing along in front by 3 lengths, maybe more. He's saying, come and get me, and so far no one is answering his call. Nothing Face is still chasing, but he's not making any ground. Here's Excelsior into third now. Antioch, Battleground is dropping back, and they're coming to the top of the stretch. Because I'm Happy is still in the clear. Who is coming to get him? Excelsior. Antioch is the only one making up ground. Nothing Faces drop back, then Battleground in the lane. It's simply a Because I'm Happy procession. He is not even being asked today. He's cruising to the line. A 3-length victory by Because I'm Happy. Antioch and Excelsior right together for second and third, then Nothing Face was fourth. The official winner is Because I'm Happy. He's a 4-year-old black colt by URIM out of Dizzy by High Esteem. He is a homebred for Art Vandelay, and this is his 9th win in 13 starts. I just have to say that last year I would have bet anything that this horse would have won the Baltimore Crown. Like, I just knew it was going to happen for sure. Because I'm Happy was going to win the Baltimore Crown. Finished third. I know nothing. But he's back a year later. 7 minutes to post? 7 minutes? Goodness, I better turn it back over to Nina because I'm clearly just yakking way too long. Here's Nina.
Congratulations, Art. I expect you to record yourself singing that song and sharing it with the sim. I was sort of expecting Em to play that song after you won, but apparently that didn't happen, and I don't have the song, so I can't play it either. So the next race is the Baltimore Oaks, which is a grade 1 for 3-year-old fillies going 1 mile and 3/16 on the dirt. It is a grade 1. There are 9 horses in this field, and starting off the field is a Steward bred in Angel, owned by Laura Ferguson. This filly is sired by Ball of Fire, and out of the Braveheart mare, Breathe. She cost $12 million, so she's definitely one that is looking to get some of that money back. But so far, she has only 1 win from 4 starts and $21,640 in earnings. Her last start was a 4th in the Albuquerque Park Oaks, which is a grade 2. And before that, she was 2nd in an allowance race. Her only win comes from year 41, week 10 in a non-winners of 2, where she ran a 79. Next up, we have a homebred for me, Nina Olson, in Best Intentions. She is a black 3-year-old filly, sired by Just Victory, and out of the Stay Inside mare, No You'll Stay. Has 3 wins from 6 starts, $207,500 in earnings. Last out, she threw in the towel and ran 9th in the Apple Oaks. Before that, she was 3rd in the Sunshine Park Derby, which is a grade 1. And before that, she won the grade 3 end result stakes against the boys. I'm hoping she bounces back from her 9th place finish last out, but we'll see. Third horse is Awaken the Flame. This daring filly is owned by Iggy Timecheck and bred by Bill Outsilver, sired by Flame and Smoke, and out of the same mare, Wake the Queen. This filly has two wins from 5 starts, $157,000 in earnings, and I say she's quite daring because her last start out was last week in the Louisville Oaks, where she ran 4th. Now, the fillies do not have that allowance bounce that the colts have for running in the Triple Crown, so she's actually feeling this as if a normal horse was running back-to-back weeks, and she did run 4th in the Louisville Oaks, which is a big effort for that tough field. Before that, she was 4th in the Grade 2 Gontaron Stakes, and before that, she was 2nd in the Believe You Can Stakes. So fingers crossed for Awaken the Flame that she comes out of this unscathed, but we shall see. Post position number 4 is a homebred for Vincent Barrett in Declassify. She is a 3-year-old black filly sired by Thieves and out of the Just Victory mare, Promise of Victory. Comes in off of 3 back-to-back wins, but they were all non-stakes races. Last out, she won a non-winners of 4 lifetime. Before that, she won a non-winners of 5 lifetime, and before that, she won her maiden. And her highest speed figure is an 80. Looking to break right into the Grade 1 company today, and looking to do it wire to wire. So we shall see. Horse number 5 is a homebred for Steven Saratoga in Owl Knock You Out. That's a fun name. She is a bay filly sired by Owlfa and out of the Wind Against Fire mare, Knockout. Comes into the race off of a 2nd place finish in the Southern California Oaks, which is a grade 1. She was a length and a half behind You Had Me at Hello. And before that, she was 2nd in a non-winners of 5 lifetime. And before that, she was 8th in the Canacale Stakes, which is a grade 2. She's one that likes to sit right off the pace, and there should be plenty of pace in this race today for her to sit off of. So will she make the upset? We shall see. Horse number 6 is Write Your Story. She is a 3-year-old chestnut filly owned by Jack Mayer and bred by Allie Weasley, sired by Maelstrom and out of the then mare Fortify. This filly comes into the race with 2 wins from 5 starts, $63,140 in earnings. Comes off of a win in the Apple Oaks, where she led from the start to the finish. And then before that, she broke her maiden. So this filly is definitely jumping right up in class and doing it very well. She's probably one to watch in the Baltimore Oaks today. Next horse, we have a homebred for Brianna McKenzie in Winding Roads. She is a dark bay filly, sired by Rambling and out of the Just Victory mare Fly. Comes into the race with 2 wins from 4 starts, $118,000 in earnings. Last out was 2nd in the New Orleans Oaks, which is a grade 2 behind the runner-up in the Oaks, which was Deep Breath. She was only a nose behind there. Before that, she was also 2nd to another horse that finished in the top 3 in the Oaks, Adele, where she ran 2nd in the Grade 3 White Wolf Stakes. This filly did win the Grade 3 Avow Stakes before that by 3/4 a length over Broken Promise. And she's another one that can either sit on the lead or right off of it. Horse number 8 is Are Pandas Real? Of course they're real. Actually not a homebred. Owned by Carl Smythe and bred by Lucas Davenport. Sired by Vito Corleone. And out of the Stay Inside mare, Stay to the North. This filly comes in off of a 3rd place finish in the Desert Oaks. Before that was in Japan with the non-winners of 4, where she won. And before that, she was, it looks like, Last year, she was in Turkey for a bit, so this filly has definitely been a world traveler for Carl, and looks to get her first Grade 1 win today. Last but not least, we have Royal Dame, a homebred for Donnie Hidalgo. This black 3-year-old filly is sired by Amarak, and out of the Father Ralph mare, Royal Duchess comes in with 2 wins from 4 starts and $18,700 in earnings. Her last 2 starts were wins, but that was a maiden special weight and a non-winners of 2 at this distance, which is 1 mile and 3/16. She should be sitting midfield and hoping to pull the upset today. And that is the field for the Baltimore Oaks. And we can turn it back to the steward. Maybe.
I was totally paying attention this time, and I switched over, but I forgot to unmute my mic. So I'm like having a great conversation with myself, you know. So yeah, past post time for the Baltimore Oaks. Field of 9, $48,100 in the betting pool. This is a very evenly matched field, in my humble opinion. They're off in the Baltimore Oaks, a clean start for all 9 runners. Awaken the Flame, she's out the fastest and she goes bounding for the lead. Here's Write Your Story up second with Winding Roads and I'll Knock You Out alongside. Then Declassify, who settles down. Royal Dame, Best Intentions, Our Panda's Real, and Angel is the early trailer. So into the clubhouse turn they go, led by Awaken the Flame, who was up front early a week ago too. Write Your Story has a length on the pack of Winding Roads, I'll Knock You Out, Declassify, Royal Dame, Best Intentions, Our Panda's Real, and Angel. And now they turn down the backstretch with a new leader as Write Your Story has taken over. Awaken the Flame is alongside. Those two have 4 lengths on Winding Roads third, then I'll Knock You Out. They're lining up out here to classify as 5th. Royal Dame 2 back to Best Intentions, then Our Panda's Real and Angel. Half a mile left now, and Awaken the Flame has wrestled the lead back. She's gritty once again. Write Your Story can't stick with her. Winding Roads is moving up along the rail, taking the shortest route. I'll Knock You Out, Best Intentions, Declassify, Our Panda's Real. The closers aren't doing anything as they turn into the stretch. Awaken the Flame is trying to kick away. Winding Roads is the danger. She's coming on. I'll Knock You Out. Best Intentions is rallying strongly. She had to check around Write Your Story. Awaken the Flame is game as can be, but Winding Roads is full of run, and Winding Roads pounces and is rolling by under the wire. Winding Roads, a skillful win. Awaken the Flame, a heartbroken second again. Best Intentions up third, I'll Knock You Out, and Write Your Story. The official winner is Winding Roads. She's a 3-year-old Dark Bay filly by Rambling out of Fly by Just Victory. She is a homebred for Brianna McKenzie, and this is her 3rd win in 5 starts. Next up is the big one of the night, the Baltimore Crown. I'm going to let Nina preview the horses, and then we might have a contest or 2. And if we don't get to them, we'll have them after the race. No big deal. Here's Nina.
Congratulations, Bree, on a nice win with your filly. Now we have the boys. Will Heart of the Storm make his way for a Triple Crown? We shall see. This is a field of 9. They're running for $1.5 million, going the same distance, though 1 mile and 3/16. So let's take a look to see who is trying to dethrone him. First up is Lie Awake at Night. A steward bred, owned by Tim Matthews, sired by Restful, and out of the Big Gamble mare, Gamble in the Dark. This horse comes in with 4 wins from 7 starts and $111,100 in earnings. Last out won the Grade 2 Chicago Derby. Did skip the Louisville Derby so the extra rest may do him some benefit. Before that, won a non-winners of 3. And before that was 4th in the Trial by Summer Sales Graduate Futurity Stakes. This horse looks like he can either lead it or sit right off the pace. So it'll be interesting to see what his jockey does from the rail today. Next up, we have the Derby winner in Heart of the Storm. Owned by Dan Gordon and bred by the Steward, this black colt is sired by Easy on the Eyes, and out of the Wake As I Am mare, All That I Am, comes into the race with 4 wins from 6 starts, $1,632,500 in earnings. Last out, obviously won the Louisville Derby with a 95. Before that, won the Grade 2 Rebellion Stakes and was second by a nose in the Grade 1 Stewards Cup Juvenile before that. This horse has never run slower than a 90 and loves to be on the lead, so it'll be interesting to see if anybody can go with him to take him down, and steal that crown from him. But if any horse can do it, it could be the number 3, the Pumpkin King, a homebred for Art Vandelay. This black colt is sired by Grant, and out of the Harry Potter mare, Enchanted Tiki Room. Comes into the race with 4 wins from 6 starts, $470,000 in earnings. Last out was 6th in the Louisville Derby. Before that, won the Grade 1 New York Stakes, and before that, won the Grade 3 Texan Derby Stakes. This horse likes to come from mid-pack or close from behind, and if Heart of the Storm sets up fast enough pace for him, he could come flying late. 4th, we have the runner-upper in the Derby, Sherwood, owned by Pete Vela and bred by the Steward. This 3-year-old bay colt is sired by Anointed, and out of the East mare, Chocolate. This colt has 4 wins from 6 starts and $768,000 in earnings. Like I mentioned, he was a length and 3/4 behind Heart of the Storm to be second in the Louisville Derby last out. And before that, won the Grade 1 Southern California Derby, and before that, won the Grade 3 Battle of the Alamo Stakes. Or, I think it's a stakes. There's nothing really there. But he is looking to turn the tables on Heart of the Storm today. Next up, we have the Stewards Cup Juvenile winner in Reverend Jameson, owned by Danny Derby and bred by the Steward. This colt is sired by Father Ralph, and out of the Wake As I Am mare, A Better Me. Comes in with 3 wins from 5 starts, $1,078,000 in earnings. Was 18th in the Louisville Derby, but before that was second in the Awulfa Stakes, which is a Grade 2, where he was only half length behind Hero. And before that, he won the Stewards Cup Juvenile by a nose over the Derby horse, Heart of the Storm. 6th place horse, not 6th place horse, but 6th horse is Sub-Zero, a homebred for Art Vandelay, a black colt sired by Keyboard Courage, and out of the Wind Against Fire mare, Optical Phenom. Comes in with 2 wins from 5 starts, $163,500 in earnings. Last out, won the Grade 3 Lexington Racecourse Stakes, Week 5, so the extra break may also benefit him, as he did opt out of the Louisville Derby. Before that was second in the Battle of the Alamo Stakes and second in the Empire Maker Stakes, Grade 2. Horse number 7 is Halloween Town, another Steward bred, this one owned by Nikki Everdeen. This black colt is sired by Horcrux, and out of the Literature mare, Blanket of Lilies. Comes in with 3 wins from 6 starts, $494,000 in earnings. Was 4th in the Louisville Derby. Before that, won the Grade 1 New Orleans Derby by a neck over Thunder Road, who was 3rd in the Louisville Derby. And before that was second to Amsterdam in the Hogwarts Stakes, which is a Grade 3. Next up, we have Oud. Oud is a homebred for Susie Rydell. Oud is sired by Maelstrom, and out of the other man mare, Rose. Has 4 wins from 5 starts, $270,000 in earnings. Ran a shocking 7th in the Louisville Derby Grade 1, as he was one of the favorites. Before that was undefeated, including being the horse that took down Heart of the Storm in the Grade 1 Bubbly Stakes, week 14 of last year. This year, he won the Grade 2 Battle Cry Stakes and the Grade 3 Our Lions Real Stakes, looking to bounce back in form. This horse likes to sit on the lead or right off the lead. He did break sort of mid-pack in the Derby, which may have been why he didn't do so well. So we'll see what kind of break he gets in a smaller field today. Last but definitely not least, we have Am I a Good Man? Another steward bred, this one owned by Nini Hunter. He is sired by Zulu Dancer and out of the Father Ralph mare Parachutes. Comes in with 5 wins from 8 starts, $310,000 in earnings, was 13th in the Louisville Derby. Before that, won the Grade 2 Keyboard Courage Stakes and the Grade 2 Fountain of Youth Stakes. This horse is looking to rebound back into form and get Nini Hunter her first Triple Crown win. And that is the field for the Baltimore Crown. And we will turn it over to Em.
Thank you, Nina, for the pinch hit. Very much appreciated tonight. We have 4 minutes to go before the Baltimore Crown. Gonna just try and make sure I don't get booted from the chat, but I guess who cares if I do, right? Because all the contests are gonna be not in the chat room. So let's do another contest. This is for 10,000 game points. This is probably the easiest question I will ask you in the whole Triple Crown series. That's not necessarily true. I might bust out something easier, but this one's pretty easy. Jack Toward is the only person who cannot win. There's none of them running in the race tonight, but how many fillies have won the Baltimore Crown in the past, and what are their names? How many fillies and what are their names? How many fillies and what are their names? What are their names? What are their names? But don't forget the number of fillies. Okay, if you guys don't all have the Triple Crown history page up, you're doing it wrong. We have a winner! Congrats! Don't forget that tonight's prizes were donated by Frankie Dam and Chris Bobby. So thank them for being awesome. Nina, stop talking in my ear about hiccups. This is for 20,000 game points. This is the second last contest tonight for 20,000 game points. And again, this one is super easy. I'm like trying to throw game points at you guys tonight. Mostly because we really are lacking in headshot orders. I think 3 of the artists don't have any headshots on order, and that's just not good for anybody. For artists, for us. Head orders are being placed and being done like later that day. Don't order a mixer. Not going to happen for you. The point being, here's an easy question for 20,000 game points. Name the 2 horses who dead heated in this race just a couple years ago. It was a cat, not a kid. Ooh, people are answering. We have another winner. I will be doing the headshot contest after the race, which is in 1 minute. We can do a lag test, just for curiosity's sake. I think it was like 12 seconds last time, or 8 seconds or something like that. So I'm going to start counting. 1, 2, 3. Everyone hit 1 when you hear the word 1. The word 1, yes, number 1. Ready? No! Why do I keep getting booted from this chat room? Not pleased. Okay, ready? Anyway. 1, 2, 3. Oh gosh. That was like 1 second for the first person who did that. So barely any lag for some people. Yeah, okay, we're done. No more. All done. It is post time. The betting pool closes at $166,400. And I'm pretty sure that Heart of the Storm, our Derby winner, is the favorite. I think it's actually been a while since the Derby winner actually went favored in the Crown. I seem to remember that is a rarity. They're off in the Baltimore Crown, a clean start for all 9 runners, but Am I a Good Man has to take up off of Oud a stride later. And there's no surprise on who is streaking out to the early lead. There he goes. It's Heart of the Storm, rolling early as the Derby winner. Everyone else takes back. Didn't we learn this lesson last week? Oud is settling second. Halloween Town, Lie Awake at Night. Reverend Jameson, the Pumpkin King, Sherwood, then Am I a Good Man, and Sub-Zero is the trailer. Under the wire the first time, and Heart of the Storm is leading by 3. He's under a hard hold early with Oud and Halloween Town running along second and third. Lie Awake at Night not too far back fourth. Then Reverend Jameson and the Pumpkin King is stride for stride. Sherwood's in between them. Am I a Good Man and Sub-Zero. Up the backstretch, and this race looks over already as Heart of the Storm is strolling along nearly 7 lengths in front. He's on cruise control, uncontested with Oud back second, 3 lengths to Lie Awake at Night and Halloween Town together third. The Pumpkin King has picked up a spot, will have to come from 13 lengths back, with Reverend Jameson, Am I a Good Man, Sherwood, and 2 back to Sub-Zero. They only have half a mile left to go now, and Heart of the Storm is still running free. He's leading by 5. Oud is the one closing the gap. Halloween Town is backing up, and here comes the Pumpkin King with a strong rally. The Pumpkin King is streaking past horses, and hot on his heels comes Reverend Jameson. Sherwood gets asked to go, then Am I a Good Man and Lie Awake at Night. The race is on, turning into the stretch. Heart of the Storm leading by 4. Oud, the Pumpkin King, and Reverend Jameson, Am I a Good Man, and Sherwood. They'll all have to run him down. Heart of the Storm is tiring. His stride is shortening. The Pumpkin King up into second. The Pumpkin King is flying. Heart of the Storm by 2. The Pumpkin King, but Heart of the Storm was left alone too long. He's gonna win. He's going to New York with a chance at the Triple Crown. The Pumpkin King second. Oud ran well to be third. Reverend Jameson fourth. Then Am I a Good Man and Sherwood. The official winner is Heart of the Storm. He's a 3-year-old black colt by Easy on the Eyes, Out of All That I Am by Awake as I Am. He is owned by Dan Gordon and was bred by the steward. This is his 5th win in 7 starts, and he is now well over $2 million in earnings. Is he going to win the Triple Crown? No horse has done it since year 30. This is the longest drought in sim history. 12 years since Maelstrom won in year 30. I think the previous longest drought was like 8 years. Are we going to have an American Pharoah and a Heart of the Storm in the same year? I actually kind of dreaded that for a while. I was like, what if it happens in the sim? Now I don't care. It's time for one more contest, and this is for a headshot. I think Dan is here. He was earlier anyway. Oh no, maybe he got booted. When you guys get disconnected from the chat, is the YouTube still playing? Just curious. So this is for 30,000 game points. It's a pretty easy question. Maybe, if I can remember what the question was. Oh yeah, there it is. Okay. Sorry. The question is, who was the last horse going for the Sim Triple Crown? And what is the name of the horse that stopped his bid? So I'm looking for two names. Bay's the winner, even if she did it on two different lines. Well, I'll see you guys all in 2 weeks to see if this horse can win the Triple Crown. Would be pretty nifty if he did. If only because 12 years is a long time. Turning off this streamy guy. Good night, everybody.